Ah shit, here we go again. Last week on this day, I had a crazy day. I did that highbar squat 185 for set of 5, which was really easy. So if it goes really good today, I might already go up to like 195 today, something like that. So that would be awesome if I can already be at that range right now, because that would set me up to break my regular highbar PR in paused highbar next week, which would be straight up insane. So yeah, and who knows, if it's insane, I might attempt 200 kilos for a pause set of 5 today. That would be, I can't even explain how crazy that would be. So yeah, and for bench press, I have no idea where stuff's gonna be at, because the last few bench sessions, my bench hasn't been feeling that great. But last week on this day, it felt straight up crazy. Like, that is where I did that set of 6 at 150 kilos. Luckily today we have ascending sets, so we're just gonna move up, just gonna see how things are feeling. I'm guessing pretty much no matter what, we're gonna move like at least to 152.5, get the PR, and maybe we're gonna match 150 in the second set, and then see from there if we can like go up 5 or 2 or whatever. So yeah, also in the last episode or last day, last video, whatever you want to call it, last vlog, I said that my body weight was maybe a little bit of stagnation. Turns out, looking at the averages over the last few weeks, it's not. I was just straight up like, that's not true. So actually, real quick, I figured out exactly why I thought it was going in a stagnation, and it's actually a pretty important point when it comes to the bulking, which a lot of people oversee. That is, the average is only important over the long term. So what actually happened to me is the last many weeks I've been increasing my body weight with 500 grams every single week. But this week right here, it was only increased by 300 grams. But the week prior to that, it was increased by 700 grams. So it's still the exact same average over 2 weeks, just instead of 1 week. So we are still on the exact same normal track. Alright, high bar squats here. We had ascending 5s. We had one set of 5 at a given weight, which was 160 kilos here, the first set. And then we had 3 sets of 5 ascending up to RP7. So that means the last set should be RP7. And the 2 sets prior to that should be leading my way up to that. So this set here, I actually forgot my belt, but it still moved really well and felt just fine, which is very unusual for me. So yeah, you can see me rubbing my belly there like, what the hell, but it still moved really good. So I knew it was going to be a really good day from that point. So what's always a little bit tricky with these ascending sets is choosing the exact weight that is going to set you up for something good while still giving in some quality volume, because with these ascending sets you obviously don't have any backoffs, because the sets that are here are the volume that you're going to do. So we don't have like 3 sets of 5 here followed up by some backoff sets. So these sets leading up to the top set is the base volume, so they need to be good. So I chose 180 kilos here, which is 5 kilos below what I did last week, and it moved like way easier. So I decided to go for 190 in my next set. So 190 kg here in the second last set, which is already a 5 kilo PR. I knew it was going to be good, but this actually surprised me about how easy it was. It was a really good set right here. Definitely easier than the 185 was last week, and with cleaner pauses, although not super clean pauses. So I definitely thought that I wanted to clean those a little bit up in the next set, which I also did. But this 190 kilos here moved just ridiculous. So really good set. The interesting thing is, last time I pushed the high bars, it felt way different compared to what it feels like now. At that point, I walked out of the bar and it felt super heavy on my back. I did 1 rep and I didn't think I would be able to get another rep, but I could just keep ripping it out, and every single rep felt like RP9. At that point, I ended up doing a set of 5 with 205 kilos with no pause and not in depth, and at like RP9 to 10. But this time here, I'm already in week 3, or not the last week, I have 1 more week after this, repping 200 kilos with clean pauses and extremely easy, and the bar literally just feels like an empty bar on my back. It's pretty insane. So definitely, like without doubt, the best high bar set I've ever done, and this is setting me up for something like stupid next week. So for the bench press here, pretty straightforward. Ascending sixes. Again, first set was 132.5 kilos. It was a set weight, and then 3 sets of 5 up to RP7, just like in the squat. I didn't record the first set on the camera because my battery was running out, so I didn't have like unlimited amount of videos I could record, so I decided to not record that one. But here's the 140, which was the first RPE set, which is like, I have 2 more sets after this. That's going to be heavier, up to the RPE 7, so it should still be really easy here. And let's just remember, last block I think I ended up at 145 at the end for set of 5 at RP8, and now 140 right here is like literally RP0 or something like that. So one thing that's pretty interesting with that, I think I talked a little bit about this in episode 1 or day 1, whatever you want to call it, is that my Monday bench here is starting to feel almost better than my primary bench day. I'm feeling super strong this day, but this is the 3rd bench day in a row with a lot of like chest accessories and everything like that. So what the layout is right now is Saturday I have my primary squat and bench day. So this is the heaviest bench day of the week. Then I have a few upper body accessories, not too much. But then the day after that I have my primary deadlift day, and I have a Larsen press high volume bench day, where I have like in total I think 5 sets of 5 on the Larsen press, and then after that also chest accessories, so a lot of upper body work in the weekend. And then this Monday session here, for some reason after all that, I'm feeling super strong. I'm almost feeling stronger than I am Saturday, where I'm rested because the day before Saturday is a rest day for me. So I think being more rested is not necessarily a good thing for my bench press. I think I'm better off benching a little bit more. So if this continues to be the trend throughout this entire block, I think me and my coach might decide to make a few changes onto peak my bench press a little bit more. And it could very well be that the calorie surplus is just increasing how much I can recover by so much that I just need more work before my primary day. So that could be, for instance, upping the intensity and or volume for my tertiary day. I think my priming session for the primary day, which is Thursday, that is my last bench session before primary day. So there I right now have 1 close grip single followed up by 3 sets of 6. That is very easy. But maybe I would need a little bit more volume and or intensity there. So it could be maybe going slightly lower on reps, maybe a little bit more specificity, maybe not have a close grip. But really making sure that the primary day is truly priming me for that day, because we want to have the primary day of the week be the strongest of the week. So that should really be the most important thing in terms of the microcycle layout, to make sure that we are primed enough on that day, which is going to be the priming session Thursday. That's going to lead to that. But anyways, here is my really good set. 155 kilos is what I did for a set of 6, and it moved maybe slightly harder than 150 last week, but still insanely good. And I'm definitely in for a huge PR next week, where I could potentially even break my 5 rep max for 6 reps. So, and it's like RP8, so that would be crazy. So one thing that's a little bit interesting with the bulk here is that I can train so much harder and with like objectively higher weights. Like the high bar's average weight for last block was maybe around 175, where this block is probably going to be close to like 180, 190. That's going to be the average weight. And same for the bench press, where these ascending 6s, even though they're higher reps, they're also heavier weight. Like the total tonnage that I'm doing is just that much higher, which is giving me a lot more fatigue, but I can also recover more. But that means like the change in, or the difference in fatigue to readiness is so much bigger. Actually so much that I felt very fatigued right here. So I ended up lowboarding a few of the accessories just a little bit, where they're still like good quality sets that like can make my quads really burn. But they're not like too heavy at all, because I'm feeling a little bit tired. But then like just 1 or 2 days later, I'm feeling super fresh because of the like crazy recovery stats that I have right now. I can just like recover from anything. So it's a little bit interesting. Sometimes I feel like, oh, I'm way too fatigued right now compared to what I should be, and then 1 day later I'm like, oh, I'm feeling alright. So it's a little bit interesting having the recovery like demands be so much higher, but also being able to recover from so much more at the same time. Like the trends of a kind of subjective feeling of fatigue is just so much higher and lower at the same time, but just at different times within the microcycle. And here for the dumbbell press, I completely lowballed it to all the way down to 22 kilos because my pecs were just empty. There wasn't anything in them yet at this point, because I've been doing so much more pec work recently, the last like few days compared to what I usually would do. Like they were just almost cramping up, and like that was insane because they were so pumped and like just fatigued from all the pec work. So maybe also some stuff to work about in the microcycle that we can change up in the next block. But overall, this is good that we have to do these kind of changes, because it's just because I've gotten so much stronger so quickly, which is definitely not a bad thing. So here I did some double cable side laterals, which is not a new one, but it's one I haven't done for a while and started doing again now. It's actually really cool. I get a crazy pump from these, and I can still push these. This is what I would usually do. They're like RP 11, something like that. I have 15 reps and I fail at like 13, something like that, and then I bust out some partials after that to still get to the 15 reps. So yeah, really good here. And you can also, I think you can definitely see here how much fuller my chest is compared to usual, because like I just have so much pump in it, and I've just gained weight and gained mass in my chest. So yeah, really cool. And then last up here with the chest supported rows is what is prescribed. I do some seal rows, and I switch up from dumbbells to a cambered bar so I can get a little bit of increased range of motion there, which feels pretty good. So yeah, this is what I'm doing. I'm trying to progress it up to around maybe 70, 80 kilos, something like that. I'm not sure exactly what's normal to push on these, but I would guess something like that would be pretty good.